Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, dokie. Hey, welcome to the podcast. Let me take this down. Welcome back to the Zolyin podcast, where we talk about books, brains, and blockchains, and everything in between in the world of chaos that we live in. Okay, this is just it's the new future. Okay, NU future. All right, the post-apocalyptic dystopian cyberpunk future. That's what we live in right now. A lot of crazy times, man. I tell you, every day is another thing. I got bombarded with so much happening this week. I didn't even know what to make of it. I was just like, all right, let me just let the dust settle before I actually react to anything, period. One thing that threw me off last week was the whole Kanye thing, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about that. Don't worry. We'll get to that. But one of the things, and I've talked about this before, right? One of the things that I've always talked about with you guys is my mindset is very nuanced, right? So all these things that are happening, you always have extreme sides on every coin, right? Every topic has extreme sides of the spectrum, right? I always navigate the way that is truest to me, and I always communicate that to you guys. Even when I play it close to the vest, I'm only playing it close to the vest to dance under the scanners. You know what I mean? Playing the YouTube game, not getting shadow banned. I probably shouldn't have said that word, shadow banned. But yeah, so I try to keep it straight and narrow, but sometimes you gotta dance a little bit under the radars, just Mission Impossible style. You see all the lasers, and you're just trying to pew 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 get through all the lasers and communicate to you guys the message I'm putting down. So that's why there's a lot of code words in the show. So apologies there. And if you're new, welcome aboard. I know a couple people subscribed. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hope to entertain you and bring about you some mindset stuff that will improve your life, okay? But again, use everything that works for you. I've always said that to everybody here and in my life. If it doesn't work for you, you don't have to pick it up. It's not a big deal. I want you to take what works for you, do what works for you. It is your life. That's what this whole concept of the Shadowpill is. I always talk about. It's really the shadow path. The Shadowpill is the idea. Shadow path is the journey. It's your life. Only you can pilot it, right? This ship is your life. It's your ship. Be the captain. Only you can do it. No one else can be God for you. Nobody else can guide you in your life. Only you can, right? You have to be the guy. That's you. So whatever journey works for you is the journey that's going to happen, right? It's your life. So anyways, that said, I have something to show you today. We're going to watch a video and we're going to react to it in just a minute. But I want to introduce you to a new concept. All right. I call it the sky mind, and then you have the crab mind. Now, I've talked about crabs in a bucket before. I'll put that link in the very detailed video. I'll put that link in the description. I think you should watch it. It's very good. It teaches you how to spot crabs in a bucket and how to navigate it and become impervious to them, right? Spotting tells that can tell you, oh, this person's a crab in the bucket. My series on different personality types kind of goes into that as well. I'll put that video as well in the description. A lot of that stuff comes from my own experience, not just anyone else's. So it's like 1-to-1, right? You're going to get what I learned over the course of my life, and how I was able to effectively navigate those treacherous waters of over at this point now almost 20 years of working, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it. I feel old when I say that. I'm young. I'm cool. My mom thinks I'm cool. But anyways, so there's two mindsets. These two new mindsets, right? Now you can add this to your current mindset, or you can leave it. That's fine. I call it the sky mind and the crab mind. The crab mind is something that's negative. The sky mind is something that's positive. The sky mind is a concept of being untethered, right, by other people as far as their negativity, right? Pushing yourself so you are unbothered by their negativity, right? That means making moves in your life that would allow you to remove yourself from their negativity, the influence of their negativity, and from them poisoning your mind, right? Because negativity is intoxicating, it is very contagious. When somebody starts complaining, you feel kind of down and annoyed, and kind of, you just got that sinking feeling, even though you were having such a great day. That's the contagion kind of infecting you. I think humans are very communicative species. We're all, in a weird way, we're all transferring each other energies. I hope to be transferring you positive energies. That's why I try not to dwell on any kind of black pill content. I try to do humor with it, right? We're laughing at it. We're having a good time. We're learning from it. That's an important thing from it. So you don't get stuck into that situation. We're learning from other people's mistakes, So that's what the whole point of showing you that is. So the point is never to make you negative. It's to kind of show it to you as a lesson and what we can learn from it. What can we glean from this experience, right? So that's that point. The sky mind is somebody who kind of sees it coming and then just move out of the way, right? They just kind of remove themselves. They don't get into a fight with the person. They don't have to conflict with the person. They don't have to go into a tussle, an argument. You don't have to do that. You just remove yourself from that situation, so then you can keep going higher and higher to whatever journey you're going in life. So I just want you to kind of visualize that concept of being like, having wings and you're going into a sky. There's an infinite sky. There's so many opportunities you can, that are yours for the taking, but you have to believe in it, right? And that's not the woo-woo magical kind of thing. I'm talking about the path that you're already on, that you're trying to get to, the thing you want to get in life that you're going on, right? You're pushing yourself to get there, right? You have other people who are trying to bring you down, who don't like you, who are jealous of you or whatever. Doesn't matter what the reason is. Misery loves company. You already know that. So that's basic 101. That's all you need to know. By looking at people's movements, you're going to see more of the truth than what they say. Someone could tell you, oh, I'm a very positive, good person, but then they're doing all these things that's negative and disgusting. I see a lot of bad stuff all the time. You don't see me trashing it and, knocking it down. Specifically, people. I see people doing bad things. No, let me put it this way. I see people doing bad things that don't, in the grand scheme of things, matter. It's just an ugly, dirty thing. Like, for example, a YouTuber may say something that's not true to his audience, and I'm like, how big of a deal is that? You know what I mean? How much of a storm do you want to kick from that? You know what I mean? So I ignore it, right? I don't go into it and fight the guy. Oh my God, how could you do that, right? I move forward and I just make sure I deliver you guys information that's useful and true, right? So that's my sky mind, right? Not allowing myself to be pulled down by the negativity of other YouTubers who believe in really negative things that are not true in life, right? Now, scarcity mindset is not the antithesis to the sky mind. I think scarcity mindset could be good in parts, right? Again, this is about being nuanced. So we're talking about, looking at things from in parts, not in a whole, right? You're trying to, again, life is messy. There's no black and white in life, in my opinion. I mean, there's a few things in life that have black and white, that are black and white, of course. But the vast majority of things in life are pretty gray. So you just have to figure out what arena of that gray you belong to, right? What arena is good for you? Where is your path in that light, right? So you just have to understand where you are in that world and just find that spot and be there and move about your life and getting to that journey you're trying to get to, right? Getting to that destination you're getting to. So there's that. I don't think that a crab mindset is the same thing as scarcity. I think crab mindset is something that, so a scarcity mindset is somebody who's like, believes in a very small capability of things, right? They're looking at the small and they're just really focused on that small stuff that they can get, and they don't believe in getting anything bigger than that, right? They really are focused on that. They're afraid to lose this tiny thing that they have, whatever it may be. Maybe it's a minimum wage job or something, and they're afraid to apply for a bigger job and take a risk, right? Maybe they're afraid to go on use annual leave to go over there and do the interview, right? They're afraid to do that, or whatever, because they're afraid they're wasting it, because they won't get the job. But if they don't take the risk, then they don't get the job anyway, right? So that's kind of a scarcity mindset. A crab mindset is the guy who sees the guy go into the interview and tries everything he can to pull him back, to mess him up, to get him not to do the interview. It's sabotaging others. That's the point. So a crab mindset is not somebody who stays in that bucket. It's somebody who tries to pull the others down as well. That's why it's called the crab bucket, right? People are trying to get out of the bucket, and the crabs pull each other down into the bucket, and they're all doomed because they're gonna get cooked, right? So it's the if I don't make it, nobody can mentality, right? And honestly, the irony is, people who believe that they probably could have made it anyway if they believed in themselves and they took the action, but they don't. So they try to pull those other people down to feel better, right? Because they see something dark in themselves, because they see this person's doing it and I'm not doing it. That's just something about me. And they dig into that, right? They are judging themselves. And so they pull other people down. The sky mind is completely untethered by others, right? As far as their own self-value, their own self-validation, their own self-belief. And so that's the whole point of that. Being free from the outside influence, trying to be as, untethered by that as possible. I think that when you look at life in that situation, you're going to allow yourself to go and do better things, especially when you can recognize the crab mindset. So I think those two people are completely opposite, but I think that you can change over. You know what I mean? I think you can always change over. You can go from sky mind to a crab mind. You can go from a crab mind to a sky mind. I don't think that even though those are two completely opposites, I don't think that you're doomed, right? I think it's a spectrum. So you can, maybe be half and half, which is probably not serving you at all. This is one of those times where I said, there is some black and white. I think the sky mind is the way to go, to be untethered by how other people are doing as far as the negative. If anything, you're supposed to use it as a positive. Hey, George made it, then maybe I can make it. Let me try, Or maybe you see George and you feel a little bit more enthusiastic. Hey, George made it. I'm going to make it, right? You have more of a self-belief. And remember, humans, again, are contagious to ideas, whether they like to or not. And so if you repeat to yourself that you can, and you take the action and you work hard, and you actually are improving, you probably will make it. It's just that, again, it depends on the situation and how much time you have in order to actually achieve the goal. And if you're on it, if you stay on it, consistency, right? Keep having consistency, whether it's, working out, or if it's eating better, or if it's getting a better job, or if it's getting that degree, whatever it is, it's all about looking at your own mindset of what you believe. Because if your firmware in your brain is messed up anyway, it's going to be that much more difficult, infinitely more difficult to achieve your goals. Believe me, I've had, growing up, I had a negative mindset about doing things and achieving things, because I did not go to a good school, okay? I had a very toxic school where they don't believe in you. They just, they do what they can to hold you. It's the crap high school. Now that I think about it, it was crap high school, and it was very difficult, right? It was a very difficult environment to do and achieve anything, because they were antagonistic to the students, right? And their own intelligence, etc., etc. That's a whole other world. You will never see that again, ever. You will probably never see that again. Maybe in a really poor school, maybe in an impoverished school. Maybe, I don't know. I have to look into that. Maybe there's a school out there. I'm thinking of what is that movie called? Dangerous Minds. I'm like, oh yeah. When I saw that movie, I was like, oh, that's a comedy kind of thing. People think, oh my God, that's not a comedy. I remember people saying that to me. I'm like, yeah, it's not really. Anyways, this is not a movie review show. But yeah, I came out of that better because I actually had experience outside of that school that allowed me to build myself into the person I am today, right? I had wonderful people in my life who were able to help me get to where I am. I truly do believe that, you know, people who care about you, if you have a good family, if you have, you know, a good mentor, or if you have a good teacher, or whatever that person who cares about you is, if you have them in your life and you actually are building yourself up, you will make it one day, right? You will make it, especially mentally. So that's a little bit from me to you. Hopefully that helped you in some way, especially during these trying times. Don't let other people drag you down. You can make it in life. I believe in you. If you're here, if you're here, you're in a good spot. There's a lot of good mindset stuff here. People always love hearing this stuff. So let me know what you think. I'm always happy to improve. I'm always listening to see what other people, especially if you're new, think. I'm gonna put some links in the description as well. Time ran out. I didn't even have time to show the video. That's fine. Next time we'll do a video. We'll do that video next time. Anyways, you take care, and I'll see you next time.